It is understood that the UK, Spanish and Gibraltar's governments have tied up a tax agreement for the disputed British overseas territory which will end attempts by Spain to take control of the rock. The deal will apply even in a no-deal situation and is a major boost to the UK government and comes amid further proof from leading economists that a no-deal situation will be good for Britain. A source close to Gibraltar's Chief Minister Fabian Picardo told the Sunday Express the Spanish cabinet is to agree measures to apply in no deal and sign a tax agreement with UK in relation to Gibraltar. The UK government is expected to sign it on Monday. The Chief Minister is due to speak for the first time internationally about the negotiations on the completion of that historic tax treaty with Spain and all other aspects of the post-Brexit no-deal relationship with Spain. On Sunday, Spain had been trying to use the Brexit negotiations to force Britain into making concessions on Gibraltar or to hand over to Spain altogether. But the new trilateral deal with the Gibraltar's government ensures that whatever happens with Brexit, its status as a British territory with access to Spain will be respected. The UK and Gibraltar governments last night declined to comment until the deal was formalised. The news comes amid further evidence that a no-deal will not harm Britain, as claimed by Remainers and civil servants in the Treasury. Gibraltar's British status will be protected following Brexit. Image NC. A report by the think tank Global Britain has revealed the Eurozone has cost the UK £82 billion over the last 20 years. The report, backed by former Trade Minister Lord Lilly and former Cabinet Minister Esther McVey, raises serious questions about the claims that Britain's economic prosperity is linked to being part of the EU single market. It points out that in 1994, the economies of the US and the future Eurozone were of broadly similar size, worth 24.9% and 24.5% of global GDP respectively. Today the US economy is 30% larger than the Eurozone, despite being tied to the EU. The UK has still managed to materially outperform the rest of the EU in both job creation and levels of unemployment. UK unemployment is at its lowest level since 1974. A report backed by Lord Lilly shows the EU has cost the UK £82 billion in 20 years. Image NC. French unemployment is 2.5 times the UK level, Spain 4 times more and Greece 5 times higher. But the effect of EU policy to protect the euro and a lack of growth in the European regulated economy, the UK has lost out on £82 billion. Lord Lilly said, the big myth remains that the single market is central to UK prosperity. It is not. Over the last 20 years UK trade has grown 12 times with China, 3.1 times with the rest of the world ex-EU, 2.6 times with the US and just 2 times with the EU. South McVey said, there are no limits to what our country is capable of. Image NC. Moreover, the UK trades with a modest surplus with the world ex-EU but has a £96 billion deficit with the EU, Ms. McVey said. When we voted to leave the EU, we were choosing to leave the institutions of the European Union because they have been failing, and this report quantifies how much that EU failure has held the UK back, unshackled from an organisation that is more concerned about super-state status than economic competence. There are no limits to what our country is capable of. Meanwhile, Professor David Patin, who holds the chair of industrial economics at Nottingham University Business School and is a Labour member, has attacked Treasury claims that no deal would hit the UK economy by 9% of GDP. He said, the Treasury are being unduly pessimistic. Who can forget the pre-referendum forecast that simply voting to leave would push us into an immediate recession and lead to unemployment going up by 500,000. In fact, the exact opposite has happened. Unemployment has gone down to record levels whilst our growth rates are higher than in France, Germany, Italy or Spain. The reason the Treasury got it wrong then and is almost certainly wrong now is that they happily model all the possible costs of Brexit, and of course there may be some, but just ignore the benefits. And benefits there are likely to be. Even if we leave without a deal, perhaps, I should say, especially if we leave without a deal.